Welcome to our video on navigating daily transitions. For this video, we are defining daily as things that can happen within the course of a day. This can include either recurring or one-time transitions, but the important thing is that they are short-term. Examples of this might include getting started on homework, establishing a nighttime routine, getting weekly chores done, and so on. We also have a video covering larger life transitions that take place over longer periods of time. For now, let's get into the details of planning and navigating daily transitions. This might seem simple at first glance, especially because it's short term, but there are benefits to looking closer at what these transitions can entail. Although they might not take up a big part of your day, getting through them can have impacts on your functioning, your thoughts, and your outlooks in the long run. Also, if these types of transitions are happening regularly, it's important to establish some kind of expectations or routines around them. The example we'll be using throughout this video is the transition of getting ready for bed. We all have to wind down eventually at the end of the day, and yet this can look so different for each of us. Let's dive into what it can look like to break down a seemingly routine, everyday activity. The first part of this resource goes over some big picture thinking about the transition in order to clarify some details and your own expectations. A helpful starting point is just the nature and the timing of the transition itself. What are cues that can trigger this change? For the example of getting ready for bed, the cue might be your body's natural signals telling you that you're tired. It can also be an alarm that you set at a specific time to remind you to wrap up your tasks for the day and transition into winding down for the night. Then consider the changes that could come with this transition. What are your expectations? For example, winding down at night usually involves some physical actions to get your body ready for sleep and also some mental shifts in order to let go of the day and relax into rest. As you reflect, perhaps you'll notice some details are trickier than others. Maybe you'll start to think about how it's harder to mentally bring yourself into a state that is ready for rest. Or perhaps it's difficult to physically stop tasks such as chores or work that you have to get done before switching into an evening routine. Noticing your habits and tendencies now can help you later on when you're thinking of specific strategies that can help to make this transition easier. Lastly, consider how long a particular transition might take. This is also a chance to practice your time estimation and planning skills. So again, depending on what your evenings tend to look like, getting ready for bed looks so different for so many people. It can encompass more than just getting to bed. In what ways do you like to wind down? What can help to quiet your mind, and how long do these activities take? Perhaps you realize that you would benefit from at least 1 hour of winding down before bed. Thinking about the timing of the transition allows you to plan the rest of your evening before heading to bed so that you have enough time to get other tasks done. The next set of questions gets at the emotional experience of transitions. In thinking about possible feelings that might come up, it can be easy to brush this off as insignificant because this transition is so routine. But remember that even if the transition itself seems pretty standard, its effects can add up and influence your functioning and mood further down the line. We challenge you to think about times that have made it hard for you to get on with specific transitions. What was in your way? What did you notice yourself thinking or feeling? In this example of getting ready for bed, it might be that you're feeling resistant to the idea of putting things down and calling it a day. It's true that there will be other tasks that are calling your attention to the point of feeling like there's always more to get done. So it's a challenge in and of itself to be able to put down what you're doing and transition into the next stage of your day. This resource is also an exercise in prioritizing your time. Maybe part of your bedtime routine is planning for the next day and allocating time to any tasks or work that needs to get done. If that helps you to get to bed and sleep easier, that's great. Think about what you can look forward to after the transition. So in this case, after getting a good amount of sleep. This can have its own snowball effect. If you're getting enough sleep each night and feeling more energized throughout the day, you'll likely be able to get more done. You're building the skill of utilizing your time to plan efficiently and following through on these plans. At this point in the resource, you'll have enough information about the specific transition that you want to work on to also start thinking about potential obstacles that could get in the way. You can then start to think about the most immediate concerns that you want to address. With the example of getting ready for bed, Maybe you've identified that it's really hard for you to keep track of time as the evening goes by, or that you don't want to go to bed unless everything has gotten done. Whatever the difficulties are, write them down so that you can cater your plans to address these specific obstacles. Following that, think about strategies that might help with these challenges. Is there a particular nighttime routine or activity that helps you wind down, such as reading or journaling or taking a hot shower? Do you feel better about going to sleep if you take in a few minutes in a planner or a calendar to just plan out the coming days? So this is an opportunity to practice setting concrete strategies for yourself. Remember, the purpose of this resource is to get you thinking about your goals as well as brainstorm actionable strategies to get you where you want to go. Finally, here is an example of the entire resource filled out using this example of getting ready for bed. This resource is for you to go into as much detail as you want, and it can serve as an anchoring point when starting to work on a daily transition. Based on your answers and what you want to focus on, you can also think about using other resources, such as a planning tool or a habit building resource to help with navigating these transitions. Working with a coach might also be a useful source of feedback, accountability, and support. We hope you found this helpful for thinking about transitions that happen day to day. If you're looking for support around longer term, bigger picture transitions, check out our video titled Navigating Life Transitions. We also have a resource on navigating college transitions in another video. Additionally, our website has more resources, information about coaching, as well as information on upcoming events and programs.